covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to High Plains Today. Good to see you. Hey, we spent 3 days at the 3i Show in Dodge City, and we were able to visit with several people about things we found fun and interesting. So, today, enjoy highlights from this year's 3i Show. And welcome back. I am now joined by Craig Carson. He is a project manager with Conant Construction in Dodge City. Craig, thanks for taking the time today.
You're welcome. I'm glad you stopped by.
All right, so you guys are a general contractor.
Yes, sir.
In Dodge City.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You guys can build anything basically start to finish.
Yes, we pride ourselves on a turnkey operation. If that's what the customer wants, we'll take care of all the needs for them, and one call does it all, basically. You know, and we'll keep them happy and maintain that relationship, and that's key. And key to our business is to keep that relationship and keep those return customers.
Okay, so you guys will build anything from, say, remodel somebody's garage or basement to a giant office building, basically.
Yes, we've done 55,000 square foot remodels down to a 300 square foot basement remodel.
That's right. You're telling me there's a little lady that had problems in her basement. You've been working with her for years, and you guys have gone over there, and you're redoing her basement.
Yeah, we've done an outdoor kitchen area. She calls us back in a couple of years. I got another project for you, and that's key to us, that we have those return customers that say we like what you did last time. You treated us fairly, and you were there, and you completed. You fulfilled your promises, and that's key, that we keep that return business.
So when you do everything from residential to industrial, and you won second place in the country with American Builders.
Yes.
And the first place building was a huge retail business.
Yes, it was a Metropolis Honda dealership or something. It was there was a lot more money put into that project than it was down in Montezuma.
Okay, but you talk about a building in Montezuma, and you're also building a new hunting lodge in Gove.
Yes. And
those types of things. So what type of an area do you guys cover at Conant Construction? We have
right now 18 employees that we strive to self-perform as much as we can, and that allows us to have control over it. So we don't do as much contracting out other guys. We don't have that control to schedule and move them where we need them. So when you draw the map, when you look at the map, how far out are you guys going to go then? We try to keep it close because of the guys, but yet we can go out wherever the calling is. I mean, we've done work down in Texas and Oklahoma at times, but we like to keep it close because we're a family-oriented company. We want to keep our guys home at night. But we go up. One project is 100 miles away, but mainly Southwest Kansas. We keep it close so that we can keep control over it.
Now, okay, so and here's another neat thing I learned from Craig is, now when you guys are doing a build, say in somebody's house or an office building, and you're putting in all these custom cabinets and those types of things, you guys actually keep that somewhat local because you keep that in state also.
Yes, it's they're custom built cabinet. When we order it and they design it, they build it.
Okay, and that company's in Wichita, right? Everything is built in Wichita, delivered to wherever you need it.
So the Wichita with the cabinetry, the countertops, they're all made there and fabricated there and designed and everything. And local is key, that we keep everything local as we can.
Now, and we're standing under part of the hunting lodge that you guys are putting up in Gove, correct?
These are an example of the parts that we used up there. And these was extras, and we decided to build this as a display to help show off.
And it's very, very nice. I mean, okay, so if we come over and we look at these beams, all right, so let me ask you, what kind of wood is this?
That is Doug fir, and it's from a fir tree, and they harvest the tree, they kiln dry it, and they cut it to whatever size we want.
All right, so here's my next question. You know it's coming. All right, so did this timber it didn't come off down by the Arkansas River or the Cimarron River out here in southwest Kansas, did
No,
it?
if you're from southwest Kansas, you know that if you go to cutting trees down, people get a little excited about it. So
Unless it's dead, right?
yeah, it better be. It better be. So no.
So where do you get timbers like this?
These actually come from Idaho, and
Okay, yeah, they got trees there.
Oh yeah, and we call the guy up, and I've actually been on the phone with him, and I tell him what I need, and he looks out the door and says, "Okay, I see what I'm going to cut."
Oh, shut up! Really?
No, he'll cut the tree.
So he looks out at the pile and goes, "I got what you need."
Yeah, he says, "I'll cut that section over there," and he kiln dries it, and then he cuts to whatever specs. These are 8x8 beams here. Those are 4x12s.
Okay.
We have some we use for stringers on a stair that are 4x20. Probably weighed about 900 pounds on a 20-foot span. Yeah.
So a couple guys just don't put those up, do they?
Yeah, our guys weren't very happy with us on that deal. Says, who designed this? But it's massive. It has the look, and it's structural, and it survives. It holds up. It's going to survive the elements.
So and really, I mean, so when it comes to the design factor, do you guys do the design, or does somebody else do that, and you just go by what they tell you?
It is both. Whether they come to us with a plan. We get a lot of people who surf the internet and have an idea, how it is. You have an idea of what you want for a house or a shop or a building. We take those concepts and we'll design it up. In southwest Kansas, there's a lot of areas that allow us to go ahead and build that. What I can draw with my capability will suffice for the county or the city to put up that structure. Some of the bigger areas, Dodge City or Garden City or Liberal, I need to have a stamped engineered or architect plan to allow that build to happen. But we will do a lot of the legwork to help cut the cost of the engineer and architect in the end. So when I go to them, I already have the layout planned for them. And
that's one thing about all the HGTV and all these do-it-yourself shows and the internet now. People can get a lot of ideas, and then they can come to you and say, "All right, Craig, can you do this?"
Yes, and how much is it going to be, and you'll do it as fast as they do it on the shows, right?
Yeah, the miracles of television.
Yes.
All right, so Craig, and now the big thing is that Conant Construction is a locally owned and operated general contractor here in Dodge City.
Yes, sir. Yes, we're here in Dodge. We've been in this area. Matter of fact, almost all of our guys that work for us are from this area and have families in this area, and very Christian-based organization, and we enjoy being here.
And that counts for a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does, and that's what it comes back to, the relationships and the return customers.
Craig, thanks for taking the time today.
I appreciate it.
Have a good 3i show today.
Thank you.
And stick around. We're going to be back with more after this. And welcome back. I'm now joined by Marshal Unruh from Deerfield with Wellcam Solutions Corp. Got to get the Corp in there, right?
Yes, Kansas Wellcam.
All right. Now, what you guys do is you can go out to residential wells, industrial wells, agricultural wells, and you have a camera system that you can actually put down the well to see what's going on.
No, that's correct. Yeah, we lower a camera clear to the bottom of the well and inspect the casings.
Okay. And this right here is a... Help me. I'm not in the well business.
Okay, this here's a piece of 16-inch Johnson screen. This is used in an agricultural well, in an irrigation well. And this screen right here is placed clear at the bottom of the well in the water-producing formations. The drilling companies, as we drill, they'll drill about a 30-inch, 24 to 30-inch hole, put the casing in, the screen in, and then on the outside of the screen is gravel pack that's placed in, and that gravel pack filters the water.
Okay, so in a well, then once you get down through to the water and you're done putting the screen, I mean, how many feet of the screen are actually in the bottom of the well?
Oh, anywhere from 40 to possibly 150.
Really? I didn't know it would be that far.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of our wells in this area are anywhere from 250 to 700 foot deep here in Kansas.
You read my mind, Marshal. I was going to ask that very question. Now, this stuff is kind of heavy, too.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so if somebody has a problem with their well, then they're going to call you and go, I'm not getting any water, or my impeller's screwed up, or something, right?
That's right.
Okay, and then
go
ahead.
Just give us a call, and we'll come take a look at it.
All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to lower the camera down clear to the bottom, or until you find something wrong?
No, we'll inspect the entire casing, and we can do it with either completely removing the pump, or we've brought kind of a new technology here to this area. Our camera is really small in diameter, and we can actually camera the well without pulling the pump.
So you can look for buckles in the casing, or where the screens are clogged up or plugged with gravel, whatever, correct?
Yes, we're looking to see how bad the casing may be plugged or fouled, and whether or not it's got any holes in it that may let some of that gravel pack come in.
All right. Now, feeling this stuff, it's pretty stout.
Yeah, well, yes.
So how's it going to get a hole? Tell me how it gets a hole in it, or it buckles. What causes it to get a hole or buckle?
The biggest leading cause is age.
Guy like me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
Okay, so, and then when this buckles, now what happens when a casing or this screen buckles?
There's more than one way to come in and fix it. There's different patch systems that a guy can put in order to come in and patch your screen and or simply put in a liner. In some cases, the damage to the casing will be bad enough that the well just simply has to be re-drilled.
So is it abandoned and then you just drill down next to it? Or?
Yes, that's exactly right.
So, all right, so if this does have a hole in it and you're going to patch it, per se,
yes.
How do you do? I mean, do you have to pull this to patch it?
No, we have a company come in that'll patch it while it's in the ground. It's called a swage.
A what? A swage?
Yes, sir. It's called a swage. It's a casing patch type of system, and they'll actually come in and hydraulically press a patch against the outside of the casing.
Okay, so, and I'm assuming in order to do that, then they're going to have to pull the pump, right?
Yes, obviously the pump would have to come out first.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Now, here's another question, because I am appearing, and your son's Greg over there is going to agree with me that I am somewhat ignorant when it comes to well drilling.
Yes.
Yeah, he agrees.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, how big of a pump will actually go down this casing?
Normally, a 12-inch pump is about the biggest pump that we'll put in. And on that 12-inch pump. And it depends on the depth of the water, how much pressure that the customer needs for each pivot, as to how many stages of pump that you put in.
So, okay, so a 12-inch pump, as far as horsepower and that type of thing, or gallons per minute, I guess, will, say, a 12-inch pump do on an irrigation well in a 16-inch casing?
A 12-inch pump can be designed anywhere from 500-gallon clear up to 1,500-gallon.
Wow, that's quite a variant.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, so over here, let's move over here. And this is some of the control stuff for pumps, but these are just little, now these are, what, residential type pumps that you'd have, say, on your farmhouse or whatever if you lived out in the country where you didn't have city water?
Yes, that's correct. This here's just a 1.5 horsepower.
That's just a 1.5?
1.5 horsepower.
Okay, so a 12-inch pump that would go down that casing, how many horsepower would that be?
Oh, anywhere from 70 horsepower up to over 200.
Okay, so it's going to be considerably bigger than this.
Oh yes, much bigger.
And it's going to be, now this is heavy. I mean, it really is. Yeah. So I can imagine that. I mean, you're just not going to. You and Greg aren't going to just go out and drop one of the or a 12-inch pump down the hole, right?
No, that's right. We have to bring in a pulling unit to pull something like this.
Okay, all right. And then over here, now you've got some. These are some impellers that came out of pumps, correct? Yes. Okay, and some of these. Now this one is. Can you see that, Brian? Now this has been down in an irrigation well, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and there's some damage. You can see there's some damage on this one. That, I mean, it's kind of beat up on something.
Oh yes, you can tell that this. Before this well was pulled, you can tell that there was some foreign material in here, and I would say it was some rather large rocks.
Okay, so that'd be larger. All right, so how does, answer me this. Now, you've got this impeller down there in the pump. How does it pull in a good-sized rock to do that kind of damage?
It'll pull it in just right through the bottom of the pump into the suction.
Okay, so it'll come up below the casing and just with the water flow and just whammo.
Right.
And then the guy that owns the well calls you and goes, man, I got problems.
Yes, sir, and that's when we come in and pull it out and get the problems repaired.
Okay, so now in something like this, would you send the camera down to see something like this?
Yes, absolutely. When you see something like this, or the customer calls and complains of the well has been pumping sand or he's pumping gravel, that's when we have to send in the camera and find out where the bad spot in the casing is.
So do you now? All right, now this is going to be, and Greg's going to be over there. He's going to be laughing at me. But how do you know if it's pumping rocks or sand? It's actually coming up the pipe.
Yeah. Normally, your discharge off the well will have sand or gravel in it, or the farmer will have complaint of he's found sand or gravel inside of his in his sprinkler.
Okay, so you're going out there where the nozzles are hanging down, et cetera, and you open one up and sand comes out in your hand.
That's right.
That's a pretty easy tell there, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's pretty obvious.
All right. And then, now you guys are here. You don't, just here at the 3i Show, you just don't do the well cam. Well, sir, you just don't, that's not the only thing you guys do, is it?
No, we're a full-line water well service. We provide the pulling of the pumps and setting of the pumps and the camera system.
So, all right. So, how long have you been doing this with the camera, sending the camera down the well?
Oh, several years.
And you just keep improving it and improving it. I mean, with today's technology, I mean, the camera keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
That's right. And our camera is only 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Shut up, really?
Yes.
I know, and my producer and photographer over here, Brian's got like a 14-pound camera on his shoulder. That wouldn't work in there, would it?
Oh no, we can camera domestic wells. We can camera 16-inch ag wells, anything in between.
So how do you actually drive the camera down the casing?
It's just gravity.
Really?
Yes, just gravity pulls it down.
You just kind of drive it down, steer it down to the bottom.
Yes, that's as simple as that.
And when it quits going, you know you're at the bottom.
Well, you can see that you're at the bottom.
Well, that's true. You got a camera,
That's
and it's
right.
lit. And you've got a display over here. You've got a monitor with some pictures on it now.
As a matter of fact.
And that's showing some. In a well, there are some plastic or PVC beads, balls, whatever you want to call them. Correct?
That's right.
Okay. So, what is the purpose of those in a well?
A lot of people put them in their wells to help with the cascading water. As our water tables diminish, you still got the screen perforations in the upper part of the well where water will still be trickling in. Well, as that water falls down the casing, it picks up air with it. Well, these balls are some of the technology that's out there that a lot of people have placed in their wells, and those balls help dissipate the air out of the water.
Oh, real? Okay. So it kind of takes the waterfall effect out of the water coming down the screen.
Right, and they do work. They have some benefit. But
Although they can cause a problem.
That's exactly right, and that's what we've found on this video here. We've actually got a well that ended up being a re-drill because of these balls. So there are pros and cons to some of these fixes out there.
So when all those balls get down there at the bottom, they just eventually over time just kind of become one big blob of plastic?
Well, they get wedged in between your column and your casing. And
That's not good.
No, that's not good. And they actually can put a hole in the side of your casing wall.
And that's not good.
No, that's not good.
All right, but with your camera system, I mean, you can see if a casing has buckled, you can see if a screen has buckled, or if there are holes in it, if the thing's full of rocks and sand and everything else. Correct?
Right. Yeah, that's what we're looking for when we run the camera in.
Thus, WellCam Solutions, right?
Kansas WellCam.
Kansas WellCam. Marshal, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you, Chris.
Marshal Unruh, Kansas WellCam Solutions. This is a slick deal, and he's in Deerfield. You need him, give him a call. We'll be back with more after this.
This is Eddie Estes, and I want to thank all of you for attending this edition of the 3i Show. 61 years, and what a great show it was. Exhibitors from like 30 states, and all these great people that came from all over the country to see the show. So we're really looking forward to the 62nd edition, which will be a similar weekend as it is this year, and everyone seems to be quite satisfied with the dates that we've selected. Again, exhibitors from 30 states, more than 1,000 companies attended the show this year, and we are really excited. We'll be evaluating the show at this point. We'll get input from exhibitors, input from those that attend the show. And by the way, if you'd like to do that too, it's info@3ishow.com. Send us your comments, let us know, or get on our Facebook page. Give us all the help that we could use, and we will certainly be appreciative of that. Another year with the 3i Show here in Dodge City. This was our 4th year, next year 5th. Then we look at renewing contracts for another 5 years. This is Eddie Estes, and I thank you so very much for attending this edition of the 3i Show, and we want you to get the heck into Dodge.
And thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the 3i Show highlights. We really enjoyed meeting all the viewers who stopped by our booth at the 3i Show. Hey, now let's take a look at a few things that are coming up this weekend. Don't forget, tonight, Pheasant Heaven will be hosting a free tailgate at 5:30 in Rolla before the Rolla-Setanta game. And don't forget that tomorrow night at the Friends Church in Liberal, the Chuck Wagon Chowdown will be held. Start time, 6 p.m. Now that is a benefit for Levi Foreman. And since it is Friday, it's time to draw for this week's winner of our money giveaway. The winner is Priscilla Ruth Beasley of Guyman. Now remember, Ruth, you have until Sunday at 11:59 to call the station at 866-787-2446 to claim the prize. Don't forget now, call before 11:59 on Sunday. To be eligible to win the money, you have to go and like the KDGL TV page on Facebook, and then you have to like or share the prize giveaway post. All right, everybody got that? You got to do 2 things, so don't forget. Thanks for watching today. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.